Okay, this is the arm mechanism that I've designed. The concept behind the design is that when the arm is assembled, there's a spring-loaded mechanism here, so that when the arm is driving the weight of the arm down at 90 degrees, you've got 1.4 kilos of weight that's trying to pull down on the servo, so then you would need all that torque to pull it back up to the horizontal position. By having a spring-loaded mechanism with a 2:1 gear ratio, so for each tooth on there, there's 2 on here, as the arm pivots down, it opens up the springs to then counteract that 1.4 kilos of force. Now, I've put a couple of mounting different positions in here. The springs that I have on here are, I think they're 45 centers, and I'll measure some spring details. The outside diameter of these is 8 millimeters, and the spring wire is diameter. The wire diameter is 0.7 millimeters. I'll try to find these online and give a link for that. I need to put some nylox on here. So instead of using 180 kilogram servos to try to lift the weight of the arm, I've ended up with 40 kilogram servos with the aluminium servo horn. These are just 3D printed push rods that I've designed for the time being. They have a 64 millimeter center distance, so I'll have to replace these with some RC servo ones from probably an RC car monster truck thing. So just have a push rod long enough. There might be 165 that would be good enough. Just find one of those online at a hobby shop. The arm goes in a vertical position, and the flat on the arm, where those 2 marks are, will line up with the slot. So you would install it vertically on the body. This would be screwed into the body. This will then come through. There's D slots in each of these fittings. So you have to line them up, push against where that spacer is, and then the weight of the arm as the arm goes down. So get the servo horn right. So as the arm goes down, the springs will expand and want to bring the arm up again. Because in the vertical position, there's no load. The arm's, it's zero mass. It's just sitting on the pin. But when it's down at 90 degrees, when the arm's forward, you need to then try to counteract that weight, or even without the servo powered, it's lifting that up. So I'm sort of, it will be in equilibrium, of course, because that'll be hanging and having gravity work with it, so the servo's really pushing and pulling. I mainly went with a 40 kilo just to so this doesn't have a lot of force required or a lot of load, but you might even be able to get away with a smaller one. I did have it work with a 16 kilo servo as well. So we'll look at the different parts of this. This is the main housing part. There's a couple of nylock screws that I've got embedded into here that just sort of squeezed in. I just pulled them in with a bolt. There's some mounting holes in here which mount up against the inside of the body. There's the equivalent, well, you guys have it in your design, it's not in mine. I've got M3 heat inserts on the inside of the body where these screws will go in. I don't think you can reach this one once it's assembled. There's again another skateboard bearing, the diameter 22 by 8 millimeter ID, 7 mil wide, that presses into here. That's this piece. There's 2 bolts. They could be hex head, they could be socket head cap screws, whatever. M6 by 50 millimeters long, which will be going through here. This is the main gear. Print this almost solid, but you just have to be careful that it doesn't be too tight on the fitting. There's an M3 grub screw heat insert in here, and you could have a grub screw or whatever size screw is going to work for that. That'll be mounted into here. Again, this part here goes up against the inner race of the bearing, on the face there. The two gears, the orientation and the meshing of the gears is important. So when we put this together, we want the angle of these teeth to be just going in, so that once the arm then relaxes, it'll be putting all that load back this way and be turning this gear as well. So I printed these flat on the bed. Again, because there's gear teeth, you almost want the gear teeth and the first couple of rows to be solid. I think I've printed with about 5 walls on this, so these end up being solid plastic. This is all PLA plus and it's been working fine. You could do something harder like ABS or nylon. We need to line up. It's a bit of a tricky thing to put together. A couple of washers in here. The front cover, we'll look at that first. So again, there's another servo horn adapter here. There's an M3 heat insert in there. Print this solid. There's another M3 heat insert in the face underneath the push rod. This is an aluminium servo horn that came with a 40 kilo servo. There's heat inserts in this plate, and there's another bearing that gets pressed in from this side against the flange on the inner side. That means that when you pull that all together, the two bearings are pulling together and there's no way that it can come undone. So that's pretty much all the parts. This will go to a standard servo connector, so you can trigger it with a switch and the arm would come up off your servo to 90 degrees, but you can control the position quite easy. So we'll put, again, this gear needs to be in the same orientation as this pin here. It's going to be slightly back. And then we have to try to line everything up at once with the teeth. Like I said, it's tricky, but it's not impossible. You can normally just get a screwdriver, a diameter screwdriver. So washer between each edge. And we do this up. I even found my 10mm socket. Don't over tighten this, or do it up firm and then just back it off a little, because you want this to be a very loose mechanism, loose motion, so that you're not putting too much stress or force on the gears. That should be able to move nice and freely. You might need to bring this gear up 1, 2. It's a bit annoying, but I can do it one side. So these are just M6 bolts. The ones I have are 35mm long. You can get away with 30, and 2 springs the same. You might have to adjust, depends on your print settings for your arms and things like that. And then what I'm looking at is that the flat and the flat on this line up, and the flat should be, I guess it's when these are back together and the gears engaged, you want that flat where the bolt's coming through on the D, where the arm will be going in, this flat here, you want that to be at an orientation where everything's got to be in line. So I can see the screw and the screw are in line. So that'll be good now. So that when I put that in a vertical position and the weight starts to pull it down, that will then be driving the weight of that arm to open the spring. So as the arm weight goes down, it's applying spring tension by spreading these out. And that's the arm assembly. So I'll put these in the body, and then we'll have a look at it within the body and put the arm in with the body, with these installed against the body frame or shell, and then put the arms in. I'll show you that working. This is the body. This is the arm mechanism now installed. So obviously mine was a design I was doing as I had the body printed already. Afterthought, I've now added heat insert places for M3 screws to go in here to retain this into the body. So there's, like I said, 1, 2, another one at the top if you can reach it, and then another 2 at the front. That's the arm mechanism in, so the springs will do their job. On the other side, so the arm will go in through the side hole of the body. There's the bearing you can see for mounting, so there's a bearing obviously there and there, and another bearing in this plate, and then the D shaft goes through the gear, retaining screw, and then into the servo lever. So I've put the arm in on the other side. When the arm's in the up position, the springs are closed. And then when the arm goes down, so I'll tighten this one up and then I'll show you when I pull that down how it will bounce back up again. Okay, so this is both the arms installed, the gear mechanisms, the arms are in the down position, so then the springs are open, and then for the servo, that's a very small amount of force to lift that arm. So if I bring the arm down, the spring would be opening, putting tension on the spring. It's got the 40 kilo servo, but without the servo attached, adjust your spring tension so that the arm, ideally when it's here, it'll be in a static weight position, and that is what allows you to get away with a lighter servo, because the spring tension will just retain that. You might need to adjust the springs. You might need to put 1 spring, 2 springs, 3, but you want to be able to get enough range of motion out of that, but not have so much force you're trying to drive the arm into the down position. It's like when it's at 90 degrees like this, you want that to be a static equilibrium, so you could just move it around with your finger just a little bit, and there's no force needed to lift the arm up and down. And then the range of motion on the arm is in to just miss the body, out 30 degrees, and then up to 90. And I've just got to do a bit of work on my servo horn position, because obviously that's not ideal. And then back down.